Big End Studios' three recent cricket games have been very similar. After Cricket 19, which was a more arcade style game, they went back to a simulation realistic style. But which of these three games do it best? Let's find out. Cricket 26 felt like an actual upgrade on release day. It was received very well by players. After Cricket 24, which felt like Cricket 22 with a graphics upgrade, this was much needed. Gameplay wasn't changed completely, but some things were different. For example, batting was brutal. Playing on higher difficulties was nearly impossible. In the 8 months since release, that has changed a little. Players complain about the difficulty. Now, batting is very similar to Cricket 24, but the improvements are still there. Cover drives against spinners and just playing shots on the offside in general is so much better. You don't edge every ball, there's a much better balance. Driving against full tosses or half volleys is risk-free almost, but against good length balls that are spinning a lot, it is dangerous. Cricket 26 has almost perfected this balance. Good balls are very hard to play. Even safe shots like a forward defense, you have to get everything right. On the other hand, full tosses, balls down the leg side are easier to put away. Even when you don't get everything right, shots might work. It took Big Ant more than 10 years, but batting finally feels right in all areas. Test matches and T20s, defensive and aggressive batting. That is the case in all three of these games. A thing that has made batting balanced specifically in Cricket 26 are the sliders. You can customize power behind every shot individually. This has been really helpful because before some shots were overpowered and some were severely underpowered. Now you can use those sliders to make every shot feel rewarding. And because the game is difficult to begin with, it is satisfying playing shots all around the ground. It is well earned and you can actually play shots all around the ground. Scoops and reverse scoops have been added along with glances and some new animations for existing shots. Scoops look really good. They are hard to pull off, but man are they worth it. Some batting styles have been added as well, and after playing with all of them for 8 months, I can say they are all amazing. Seriously, I prefer them to every batting style from before other than maybe Steve Smith's stance. It doesn't mean batting is perfect, there are issues still. For example, AI fast bowlers will bowl outside the off stump 80% of the time. Since release, this has been improved, but it is still noticeable. Cricket 24's batting is very similar to the current state of Cricket 26, of course with some differences. Batting against spin was annoying in this game. Shots on the offside are almost completely useless against spin. Even a simple cover drive is as risky as playing a scoop. 50% of all offside shots will lead to edges, even the well-timed ones. So higher difficulties, you play shots to only 50% of the ground, the leg side. In some areas though, Cricket 24 is better. The AI, for example, is somehow smarter. Fields make sense most of the time. Bowlers don't bowl the same thing again and again after getting smacked, or at least doesn't happen as much as 26. The issue of fast bowlers bowling majorly outside the off stump started here, but it is not as bad as Cricket 26. Batting against fast bowlers is a lot of fun. Ground shots are very well balanced. They are powerful, but only when you get the timing right. Lofted shots could have been better. Lofted straight drives will almost never get you sixes. To score sixes, you have to stick to flicks or playing square. And because this game doesn't have individual shot sliders, you can't change that either. But even with all that, if you go back to Cricket 24 now, you will not be disappointed with batting. Cricket 22's batting was really good when it came out. I love the more realistic approach, the added level of challenge from Cricket 19. But now going back to it is frustrating. First off, almost every shot except for flicks is useless. You survive till bowlers bowl on the pads, then score and repeat. If you try to drive, you let the ball get out almost every time. All this is of course on higher difficulty settings, but batting is reduced to a few shots. Flicks, pulls and sometimes cut shots are the only rewarding ones. Lofted shots suffer the same fate. You rely on only lofted leg side shots. Some shots might not work very well, but they are there nonetheless. This game has nearly everything in the book. Multiple versions depending on which batting style you're playing with and the direction of the shot. A cover drive to extra cover will look different than a square cover drive. Having said all that, Cricket 22 was the base that 24 and 26 were built on. So while for the time it was good enough, now I wouldn't recommend anyone playing this, for batting at least. Which brings us to bowling. Cricket 26 on day 1 felt like a big improvement. Bowling is the area that got the biggest glow up. Bowling with spinners especially. The trajectory felt different, every ball didn't feel slow and tossed up. It was like seeing Jadeja bowl, little flatter but with turn. Of course, you can slow things up as well. Taking wickets with spinners is still a little weird. Sometimes batsmen will play a perfect cut or flick only for the keeper to take it, no problem. But there are some super satisfying wickets as well. A thin edge to slips, an LBW where the batsman was trapped in the crease. So taking wickets with spinners is a mixed bag. Fast bowlers on the other hand are much better. You get wickets in every way possible and almost nothing is unrealistic. Clean bowls, caught behinds, LBWs with the ball nipping back in. Recently even inside edge bowls have started looking amazing. So I do prefer bowling with fast bowlers now, but spinners are not far behind. Bowling in different formats is fun for different reasons. Test matches are still king though. Getting wickets in the traditional way, edges and bowls. Bowling in ODIs is a mix, playing with the field is rewarding. In T20s, getting the Yorker right under the bat or bowling cutters is fun. This is the theme with Cricket 26. They have balanced gameplay where it's fun in all the different situations you find yourself in a cricket match. Bowling in Cricket 24 was more of the same. At this point, it still felt like Ashes 17 was miles ahead. Getting wickets in 24 isn't very satisfying. You get wickets basically in one of two ways, caught behind or caught at the deep. LBWs happen here and there, but clean bowls are very rare. I did enjoy how bowling felt, animations and mechanics, but the mode of getting wickets is disappointing. There is nothing more fun than destroying the batsman's stumps, and that happens maybe once every few matches. Bowling in test matches is once again the highlight thanks to all the close plays and misses and slip catches. They look great and occur frequently. In limited overs, you're just trying to get through the overs as fast as possible. At least that's what I did. Bowling in Cricket 22 is even less satisfying than 24. Wickets pretty much came only with catches at the deep. Even test match bowling isn't all that better. Weird looking LBWs, no clean bowls. Again, only weird looking inside edge bowls. After Cricket 19, which had really boring bowling, Big Ant went back. But instead of going back to Ashes 17's challenging but rewarding bowling mechanics, they just made bowling hard without those satisfying wickets. It's all work and no play. Bowling overall, I think Cricket 26 is ahead easily. Only Ashes Cricket 17 even comes close. Now to the biggest weakness of these games, fielding and AI. This is one area where Big Ants seem to be going backwards. With their first few games, DBC 14, 17, Ashes 17, even Cricket 19, the AI was not very smart, but it wasn't brain dead. With the addition of all the new batting styles, bowling actions, new animations, bugs came with them. But still, bugs are the second big problem. Dumb AI is still first. Fielding is horrible at times because of that. Misfields, fielders running around in circles, going outside the rope with ball in hand. For a second, when Cricket 26 came out, it felt like they had rectified these issues, but in a couple of months, for some inexplicable reason, all those reasons came back. AI lost about 50 IQ points, and now 8 months later, Cricket 26 AI is just as dumb as Cricket 24. 26's new fielding animations are awesome, players pulling back balls from outside the rope, fancy dives. When it works, it looks amazing, but that only happens 50% of the time. The rest of the time, you're busy trying to stop yelling at the fielder's stupidity. Surprisingly, 22's fielding and AI is not that bad. It's still not smart, but brain-dead mistakes happen less often. It doesn't have any fancy feeling animations, but overall it's the least buggy. Next up, graphics. This is obvious. Cricket 26 is the better looking game by quite a lot actually. 22 is in my opinion one of Big Ant's worst games graphics wise. It looked worse than 19 and even Ashes 17, a game that came out 4 years before this. Lighting was particularly bad, everything was too bright, barely any texture. During certain times of day the game did look okay, but for the most part 22 is not great visually. Cricket 24 was an improvement, but long-standing issues like players having the same stick figure body type was still there. Lighting was improved a lot, but stadiums, outfield, even some players lacked detail. Shadows were too rough at times, but it is a good looking game for the most part. Cricket 26 improved on all of that. Stadiums look better than ever. Lighting is great throughout the day, except for overcast conditions. Everything looks amazing. Players got a glow up as well. Varied body types, more detail on player faces. Graphics, Cricket 26 is really good. Now the final aspect of this comparison, game modes. In the lead up to Cricket 26, we were promised an Ashes mode, a management career, pro team and the regular career mode of course. In the end we got a 5-match series which is a game mode somehow. Management career was a little better, but it was also very basic. You could train players, give them extra practice sessions, improve their morale. All this had very little impact on actual gameplay. So it turned out like any other series where you play match after match. If they had added more complex gameplay mechanics similar to cricket captain games, this could have been a really addictive game mode. Pro Team created the most amount of buzz. I have tried it, it's not my thing, but plenty of people seem to enjoy it, so it is all personal preference really. The normal career mode was exactly like Cricket 24, no improvements, no additions. Cricket 24 had none of that, only the career mode, which was somehow worse than Cricket 22. Cutscenes were removed, all that was left was playing match after match after match after match. Cricket 22 somehow to this day has the best cricket career mode. In the beginning you have a few cutscenes, gym was involved, practice sessions were more involved, but once you go past the first 5 hours, it is pretty much similar after that. In my opinion, Cricket 26 is the best out of these 3 games. It's more well-rounded, batting, bowling, graphics, game modes, T20s, ODI, tests are all pretty good. Still nothing extraordinary, but compared to the other 2 games, Cricket 26 is better clearly. Click the video on screen to see every Rockstar game ranked from worst to best. Thanks for watching and have a great day wherever you are.